wonderful on this beautifully rainy, windy day. I am doing pretty good. It's been a good morning for me so far, and I hope it has for you too. I just want to share something with you today on letting go. This is typically one of the most challenging areas in my life, and I thought I would share it with y'all. Maybe it's a challenge that you have as well. So currently for me, my most challenging thing to let go of is expectations. And also one of my kids, I have two, is 18 and graduating this year. So she's starting on this whole new journey in life, and it's a little bit weird to try to just step back and see how that goes. So those are my challenges. Some other things that have been challenges for me in the past have been yoga poses, how things came to be in life right now. This is a difficult and challenging time. Many of us have never faced anything even remotely similar to this. And that can be difficult. You know, we're in the house all day trying to do our best and make the best decisions. And, you know, even something as small as failing a recipe. Maybe it just didn't go the way we wanted to. Maybe the baking soda was expired or whatever it might have been. You know, those can, I imagine, cause a meltdown right now in the midst of everything else we're dealing with. And maybe someone else doesn't appreciate our efforts as much as we would like them to. That can also be challenging. I've definitely dealt with that in the past, and I think all of this is easily overcomable. It just depends on, you know, how much time are we going to spend working on ourselves in this area. And I have a couple other things here. One of the quotes that I found that I thought was really awesome that connected with this came from Tiny Buddha. And it says, one of the happiest moments in your life is when you find the courage to let go of what you cannot change. And that just resonates so well with me. And that's going to be something I'm working on carrying around throughout the rest of our time indoors, and as long as I need to. And however long or short that time is just fine, because I am letting go of those expectations and letting go of the things I can't change and focusing on the things I can. So while we move through our poses today, I want you to try to keep in mind something you would like to or know you need to let go of, and see if you can release it, even if just a little bit, by the end of class. Or maybe you at least harness that idea of, this is what I'm going to work on. So, without further ado, sit up nice and tall. Feel your sit bones pressing into the chair. Let your arms rest on top of your thighs, palm up or palm down, or in your lap, stacked on top of one another. Let your shoulders rest over your hips. Feel free to let your back press into the chair. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Take this moment to search inside of yourself, if you'd like to, for that thing you need to let go of. That moment, that person, that idea. And then just begin to settle in, feeling your body heavy into the chair, feeling the breath move in and out. Just simply acknowledging how your mind, body, and breath are feeling this morning. No need to change or judge. Just letting everything go in this moment. next few inhales and exhales, I want us to all inhale through the nose and exhale out through the mouth, just like this. We'll do 2 more. Just gently letting go the breath. And then allow your breath to naturally return, however feels good to you. And then on your next inhale, we'll softly open the eyes. Good. And we'll sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach the hands overhead. Nice big full body stretch here. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let your fingertips and head be heavy as we slowly roll back up, hugging the right knee in. And then release, hugging the left knee in. And then release. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, slow roll up. Hug the left knee in. And release. Hug the right knee in. And then release. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, big stretch, reach those fingertips long. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let go of the head, neck, shoulders, and fingertips as we rise. Hugging the right knee in. And release. And hug the left knee in. And release. Good. Last one here. Inhale, reach the hands up. Nice long spine, fingertips reaching. And then exhale, forward fold. Head, neck, shoulders, and fingertips stay heavy as we rise all the way up. Hugging the left knee in. And release. And then the right knee in. And then release. Good. Coming back to neutral, making sure those sit bones are still grounded. Long throughout the spine. We'll release the left hand down or onto the hip. As we inhale, right hand reaches up. And then over towards the left-hand side. Our gaze can stay looking down, out to the side, or up towards the ceiling. And breathe. And on your next exhale, we'll come back through upright, releasing the right hand down towards the floor, onto the hip. Inhale, reach the left hand up. Reaching over towards the right side, finding a nice little side stretch here. Gazes down to the side or up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, release the left hand down, switching back to the first side. Right arm sweeps up and over. And exhale, release. Right hand comes to the hip or reaches towards the floor. Left hand reaches up and over. And exhale, release. Just switching back and forth at your own pace, correlating your breath with your movement. Repeating the same thing, or maybe moving your head to a different direction, looking up or to the side. Feel free to linger in either direction. Maybe you need a little bit more time on one side than the other. No worries. There really is not too much rigidity in any of my classes. Good. And then after this one, we'll do 1 more to each side. Remember to breathe. And then after that last time on the left side, we'll release both arms down. Sit up nice and tall. Make sure that your feet are grounded into the floor. Pressing away, so we're nice and tall through the spine. Sit bones are grounded, feet are planted firmly. On an exhale, we're going to turn our torso from the bottom rib towards the right. And then we can stay here actively turning, keeping the hands in front, or we can let our hands assist us a little bit by pressing the hand into the thigh and the thigh resists. Back hand comes to the chair. We're just gently looking over to the right. If you'd like to ramp up your twist just a little bit, making sure to be safe, we can look over the right shoulder. But if this causes any discomfort, please come back. Just looking over to the right. And on your next exhale, we'll gently release, coming back through center. And then turn the bottom rib over towards the left. Replace the hands or keep the hands up. Keeping it an active stretch. Or passive, no worries. Whichever one feels good to you. Whichever one your body is craving today. And then on your next exhale, we'll gently return back to neutral, releasing everything down. All right, good job so far. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. You can hold on to your knees, or maybe just right here, wherever's comfortable. We're going to move through a little cat-cow. So on an inhale, we'll draw the chest through the collarbones, lift the gaze, arch the spine, point the tailbone out for our cow pose. And then exhale, press the back of the spine towards the back of the chair, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Inhale or exhale, no specifics, coming into our cow pose. And then breathing into our cat pose. Feel free to linger if you need to in any direction. Moving with your breath. If you feel like you're not getting enough stretch in your cat pose, maybe move your back away from the chair a little bit so you can press out through the spine just a little bit more. We'll do 2 more in each direction. And then the last cat pose here. Good. And then come back to neutral, but keep your hands right where they are. We're going to do some nice big barrel rolls. So think about right here at the solar plexus, just making a nice big circle as if you were using a hula hoop. Just moving in one direction. Rolling from sit bone to sit bone, or maybe even around the sit bone a little bit there. And then we'll reverse the direction. Just making some nice big circles here with the torso. Ooh, I got a nice little pop. Good, and then one more circle here. And then once we come back to neutral, we're going to wag our tail a little bit, bringing the hip up towards the bottom rib, just side to side. Maybe if it feels good to you, you can lift your sit bone away from the chair, or just keep them right, pressing into the chair. Yogi's choice, whichever one feels better to you. Good, one more to each side. And then we'll come back to upright. Feet pressing into the floor, hands pressing into the tops of the thighs. We're moving into our core work for the day, so I want you to activate your abdominals. And if you're not sure how to do that, try this little exercise first. Maybe place your hand on your solar plexus or your belly here. And then we're going to take a breath in. And then we're going to... You can feel your abdomen engaging to press the air out. So you're making a ha sound. So if you want to, try it one more time. So we'll inhale. You can see my hands moving just ever so gently. It's a small movement. We don't really see a lot of the movement when we do it in class. We can't really come by and check. It's something that you are moving on the inside of your body. So that's the area we want to engage. That's the kind of engagement we want to hold here. So also if you engage and you press on your belly, you might have a little bit of softness on top, and that's beautiful. And then we have the firmness right underneath. So we want to engage the core, maybe try that, and then hold. And then continue to breathe, but we still have that hold here in the abdomen. Hands placed on top of the thigh, and then we're going to just lift the right leg as we're pressing the right hand into the top of the thigh. And then we're going to breathe. Remember, our core is engaged. We have our going on here. Maybe even try it. If you lose it, just try your again and see if you can find it one more time. No worries. And then exhale, release the right. And then inhale, lift the left. If you left the core, it's okay. Find it one more time there. And we're pressing the hand into the thigh and the thigh into the hand. And breathing. And if at any point you lose that core engagement, well, just activate it again. No worries. Release the left foot back to the floor. Inhale, right foot up. Remember, the thigh is pressing into the hand and the hand is pressing back. 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Inhale, left back up. Core is engaged. Hands is pressing down. Thighs pressing up. And 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Last one on either side. So lift the right foot up. Press the hand into the thigh. Core is engaged. Long throughout the spine. Make sure we're drawing those shoulders back. 3, 2, 1, and release the right foot down. Inhale, left foot up. Last one. You got this. Toes are engaged. Point back towards the kneecap. Hands pressing down. Thighs pressing up. Core is engaged. Long spine. 3, 2, 1, and release. So this time not the but let it go. Release that belly. Let it relax a little bit. It is a lot of work to find that engagement in the core. And it wasn't until I started doing yoga consistently all the time, I even learned to engage my core and to activate that properly. And my mom always worked hard to tell me this. She's been a personal trainer. She has all these certifications in fitness, and it took yoga for me to learn that. So if you don't get it today, let it go. No worries at all. All right, let's move on to the next pose we're going to do here. So we're going to bring our hands to prayer or to heart center, Anjali Mudra. And then we're going to just take the opposite elbow to the opposite knee. So we can bring it here, or if you like, we can bring it all the way over to the side. We're just going to tap. So remember, again, we're keeping the core engaged. Hands are staying at heart center. Of course, we're going to move and twist a little bit. But we're just going to bring the opposite elbow to the opposite knee. It can come right there on the top. It can come to the outside, wherever you'd like to bring it, whatever's comfortable and available to you today. And let go of anything else that is not. So we're just alternating side to side, getting a little hinge forward, keeping our spine long as we come forward, taking that elbow and just tapping it to the opposite knee. So this is working a little bit more into the obliques, which is here on the sides of the body. Remember to keep the core engaged as we come forward. You can release it for a moment here, and then engage as soon as we come even a micro hair forward. Remember to keep breathing. We can keep our core engaged while still working the breath. 2 more to each side. 1, 1, and 2, and 2. And then we'll all come back to upright. All right, release your hands down. Maybe let the core relax for just a moment. I'm going to turn my chair sideways just so you get the best view of this next pose. Feel free to stay right there. Then from here, we're going to come forward on our chair just a little bit. We want the sit bones, anytime we're on the chair, we always want the sit bones grounded. If the sit bones tend to pass the chair, we've lost the chair completely, and it's most likely we're going to end up on the floor. So, sit bones stay on the chair here. We're going to plant the hands onto the chair. And you notice I'm not going to sit here all hunched over. I'm going to draw up through the spine, broad across the collarbones. Press the palms of my hands into the chair. I can grip the outsides or I can turn the fingertips away, bringing the wrist to my backside here. Either way. So hands on the side, fingertips pointing away. But either way, I want a nice grip onto the chair or good pressure pressing into the chair. And from here, I'm going to walk my feet in just a little bit to where they're behind my knees, just a hair. And then I'm going to lift my bottom up, away from the chair. My core is engaged. I'm pressing into my feet, but I'm not using it to really lift my bottom away. I'm using my upper arms, my core. I'm pressing my feet firmly into the floor. And then exhale, release. Whew. Talking and core engagement is a good challenge if you're looking for a little extra. Maybe sing a song while we go through this. All right. Feet are pressing into the floor, hands are gripping the chair, and lift. Core is engaged, long throughout the spine. Don't let yourself hunch forward. We're just hovering just a little bit. Nothing crazy. 3, 2, 1, and release. Whew. Good. All right, we're going to do 2 more of those. And we're only going to count to 5. All right, so press into the feet, just enough to press the earth away. Lift your bottom, press into the hands. And 5, 4, is your core engaged? 3, 2, 1, and release. Whew. All right, last one here. Feet are pressing in firmly. Hands are gripping the chair. And lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slow as you can go, release back to the chair. Take a nice little breath or 2 here. And I'm going to turn the chair back around. Good. All right, so coming back to our chair. Sitting up nice and tall. Take a few breaths. All right, so this is our second to last seated core pose. So we're going to stay at the front of our chair. Sit bones are still grounded. We're going to grip the chair and we're going to extend one leg out. So left foot is pressing firmly into the floor. Right foot is extended. We're going to hinge back just in our chair just a little bit. So we're not straight up and down. We're almost as if we were leaning back in the chair, but the back still has some space before we get there. We're holding onto the chair, and then we're going to pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Good. Extending the left leg out. Core is engaged. Hinging back just a little bit, and pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Good. Release it down. Coming back to the right side. Extend the right leg out and pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Over to the left. 5. Is your core engaged? 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Last time on either side. Extend that right leg out. Core engaged. Hinging back just a little bit. Broad across the collarbones. 5, 4, 3, 2, Last one here on the left side. Left leg extended, hinge back just a little bit, core engaged. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Release it down. Take a breath, let the legs relax just a moment. We are doing very good so far. I hope you're still with me. All right, last core exercise here in the chair. We're going to scoot forward so the sit bones are just right there on the edge, but they're still nice and firm, meaning that it's holding all the weight of our body into the sit bones, into the bottom, and we're not going to come away from the chair. So this time, instead of holding onto the chair, we're going to reach the hands out in front, and then we're just going to let our back reach towards the back of the chair. So here's me up nice and tall. I'm just going to hinge back just a little bit till I feel that core, that belly fire up. And then here, I'm going to pause. And I can stay here, and this can be where I'm holding, maybe hinging back just a little bit more until I feel that, woo, can't go back anymore. Or I can stay right here, and I can lift one foot. And we'll count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release, coming back to upright. All right, let's do that on the opposite side. So hinge back, reach those fingertips long, and then lift the right leg, if you'd like, or you can stay with the leg still on the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release the right leg, let the hands come down. All right, let's do that 2 more times on each side. So extend the arms out long, reach the fingertips out towards me, hinge back just enough till you feel your core engage. Option to lift the left foot away from the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good, let it rest down. Let's get that other side going. So reach the fingertips long, hinge back, and lift the right foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And you might even recognize this pose. It looks kind of like a boat pose that I've modified for the chair. And I love boat pose. I think it's so much fun. So I hope you're enjoying this too. Hinge back, reach the fingertips long. Last one on this side. Maybe lift the foot if you hadn't done it before, and it's okay to let it back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good job. Last one on the opposite side. Reach the fingertips long. Hinge back, lift that right foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take a moment here to just breathe. Maybe scoot back in your chair, let your back relax. Just taking a moment. Good, and then when you're ready, we'll walk the feet in so the ankles are underneath the knees, and then we'll heel toe the feet out nice and wide, coming into our seated sequence here. Maybe just take a moment to press your feet firmly into the floor. Make sure that the ankles are still underneath the knees, but our legs are wide. Let your sit bones be grounded, long throughout the spine. Maybe close your eyes or soften your gaze. Bringing your mind back to that thing you wanted to work on letting go of today. Maybe letting go of any further expectations of yourself throughout our class today. And then on the next inhale, gently open the eyes again. Grow long throughout the spine. Inhale, reach those hands up. Exhale, turn towards the left leg for warrior one. Fingertips are nice and long. Maybe see if you can reach them any closer to the ceiling. Gaze is over to the left. How's your breath? Is your core engaged? And then on your next exhale, we'll open it up for warrior two. Gaze out over the left fingertips, Arms are reaching in opposite directions. Spine is long. And then on your next exhale, we'll bring that left forearm to the top of the left thigh, palm up. Right hand sweeps up and over. We can stay looking out to the side, or we can turn our gaze underneath that right tricep. Just make sure we're pressing away with the left forearm. Staying long throughout the right side body. On your next exhale, I want you to keep your right arm, your upper torso, your legs, everything in the same spot, except for we're going to release the left arm and match it to the right as best as possible. In 3, 2, and 1. Release that top hand, the right hand to the hip. Sweep the left hand up and reverse your warrior, turning your gaze underneath the left tricep. Nice big stretch throughout the left side body. Feet are still planted firmly into the floor. Core still engaged. And then exhale, release. Good. Inhale, nice long spine. Make your arms match, reaching for the ceiling. And then exhale, turn towards the right leg. Only turning from that bottom rib. Long spine. Bring your attention to your breath, your feet, your core. And then on your next exhale, release those arms nice and long, almost as if they're fighting to get away from each other. Hugging the bottoms of the shoulder blades, taking the gaze to the right fingertips. And breathe. Did you let your legs fall asleep, or are they pressing firmly into the floor? You're staying long throughout the spine, broad across the collarbones. And then on the next exhale, bring that right forearm to the top of the right thigh, palm up. Left hand sweeps up and gaze goes underneath the left tricep or out to the side, pressing the forearm away from us, pulling the shoulder away from the ear. All right, here it is. On your next inhale, we'll take that right arm to match the left, so we're reaching both hands up and over to the right. Core is engaged, gaze is underneath the left tricep. 2, and 1. Inhale, up, left hand comes to the left hip, and we sweep that right arm over towards the left for a reverse warrior, taking the gaze underneath the right tricep, keeping the feet planted. And then exhale, release the right hand down, come back to upright. Woo, good job. Heel toe those feet up in front. Let your back rest up against the back of the chair and just take a breath or two. Good. We're going to do that one more time because it's always better on the second try. So feet are underneath the knees. And then we'll heel toe them out nice and wide. Pressing the feet firmly into the floor mat. Make sure taking the peak down that the ankles are underneath the knees. This is going to help us press firmly and find that activation in the inner thighs, maybe even into the glutes a little bit. Core is nice and engaged. Spine is long, broad across the collarbones. Inhale, reach those fingertips up long. Exhale, turn that bottom rib towards the left thigh. And breathe. On your next exhale, reach those arms long as if they're fighting to get away from each other. Hug those shoulder blades together. Stay broad across the collarbones and bring the gaze over the left fingertips. Are we still breathing out there? Is the core still engaged? Are we long through the spine? Are we letting go of those things that do not serve us? And then exhale, release the left forearm down to the top of the left thigh. Right hand sweeps up and over, reaching towards the left side. Gaze can stay out to the side or underneath the right tricep. Left shoulder is pulling away from the ear. And then on our next inhale, left hand meets the right, reaching those fingertips long. And breathe. And then exhale, right arm comes down to the right hip, left hand sweeps up and over towards the right. Gaze moves underneath the left tricep or out to the side. Did your core go to sleep? And then the left hand releases, coming back to upright. All right, last time on the opposite side. Inhale, reach those hands up. Long throughout the spine, long throughout the body. And then exhale, turning towards the right for warrior one. Breathe, press the feet firmly into the mat. Core is engaged, spine is long, fingertips are reaching. And then on the next exhale, open up into your warrior two. Gaze is over the right fingertips. Reach those arms long. Stay long throughout the core and spine, and core is engaged. On your next exhale, right forearm comes to the top of the right thigh. Palm up, left hand reaches up and over. Side angle. Gaze is underneath the left tricep, right shoulder pulling away from the right ear. On your next inhale, right hand reaches up. Matching the left. Keep the core engaged. Reach the fingertips long. And then on your next exhale, left hand comes to the left hip, right hand sweeps over towards the left. For your reverse warrior. On your next exhale, right hand releases, coming back to upright. Good. From here, we're going to heel toe those feet in. Let your back come to the back of the chair. Rest your palms on the tops of your thighs. And just take a breath or two. That was a lot of hard work. Good job. All right. Next, we're going to come up to standing. I'm going to turn my chair. Y'all feel free to stay right where you're at. Good. So as you see, I've turned my chair. I am in front of the seat of the chair. And so we're going to play around with a little bird dog using the chair today. So we're going to bring the hands to the top of the seat. And we're going to hinge back. If you need to take a little bend into the knees, feel free to do so. But we want to wiggle around to where our shoulders are over the hands and our hips are over the ankles, as best as possible. Remember, we're letting go today. So if it's not perfect, it's not exactly where you want it to be, it's okay. Let that expectation of yourself go. Everything you have right now is perfect and just the way you're supposed to be. All right, so on an inhale, we'll reach the right hand forward. Good. Again, our core is engaged. We're reaching long through those right fingertips and breathing. And then exhale, release the right hand down. Inhale, reach the right heel out. And remember, that could be here, here, here. We just don't want to go above the hip. Okay, so we want to go straight out as much as possible. We just don't want to go any higher than this. Good, and then release the right foot. Inhale, extend the left foot. Good, you might feel a little stretch in the back of the hamstrings, so make sure you put a bend into the knee if you need to. Good, and release the left. And inhale, left hand reaches out. Gaze is down towards the seat of your chair. And then exhale, release the left hand down. Inhale, release the right hand out. Exhale, release the right hand. Inhale, reach the right foot. Is your core engaged? Are we still breathing? Exhale, release the right foot. Inhale, left foot reaches out. Exhale, release the left foot down. Inhale, reach the left hand out. Feel free to keep pace with me or move at your own pace. No worries about that at all. Everybody's body is different. Continue going. We're releasing one limb out at a time. Inhaling and exhaling as we lift and lower. Good, and we'll do one more time around here. So inhaling the right hand out. Exhale, release the right hand down. Inhale, right foot reaches. Exhale, right foot lowers. Inhale, left foot reaches. Exhale, left foot lowers. Inhale, left hand reaches. Exhale, left hand lowers. Good, feel free to take the feet a little bit wider, take a nice big bend, and maybe bring your forearms down to the chair. Let your head, neck, and shoulders go. Maybe a big sigh or two. Good, maybe sway side to side if that feels good to you. Good. And then we'll press our hands back into the chair, walk them up the back of the chair, walk our feet in, and come back up to standing. All right, just taking a breath or two before we come back down. And then we're going to set up again. So hands come back to the seat of the chair. And this time we're only going to be moving our legs. So on an inhale, we're going to hug the knee in towards the chest. You might feel the core engaged there. This is a good thing. And then extend that heel out. Inhale, hug the right knee in. Exhale, press it out. Good, 3 more on this side. Inhale, hug the right knee in. Exhale, press out. Inhale, hug it in. Exhale, press it out. Good. Last one, inhale, hug it in. Maybe even press through the seat of the chair. Get a nice big cat back as we hug the knee in towards the chest. And then exhale, hug, press it out. Good, and then release. All right, moving to the opposite side. Inhale, hug the left knee in. Exhale, press it out. Good. Left knee to chest. Exhale, press it away. Good, 3 more. Inhale, hug it in. Exhale, press it out. Inhale, hug it in. And exhale, press it out. Good, last one, hug that knee in nice and tight. Maybe a big cat back, pressing the chair and earth away if it feels good. And then exhale, press the left heel out. And then release it down to the mat. Good, feel free to bend into the elbows, letting the head rest towards the chair in a nice little comfy forward fold. Or walk your hands back up the back of the chair and come to standing. Take a couple breaths here. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to come around to the back of the chair. I'm going to move my chair a little bit forward, but make sure that your chair is still on some kind of non-sticks or non-moving kind of rubbery surface, any way that the chair is not going to move. Just to stay safe, on my floor, it just slides away. So, on my mat, it's nice and firm. I'm bringing my hands around to the back of the chair, and I'm coming into a chair pose. Okay, so I'm going to turn sideways because we're going to add in the feet today a little bit. So, walk your feet back as much as you're going to need to. Give enough space because we're going to have a seat back, and we don't want our knees to go past the toes. We want to keep our toes visible when we take a little peek down. So we're pressing the hips back, keeping the knees in line with the ankles as best as possible. You might feel a lot of pressure into the heels, but we also want to press the big toenail down. You see I'm hinged forward, and that's okay. We can also elongate, which is even better, through the spine. And then we're going to lift the left hand and the right heel. This is our balance today. So if you feel good letting go, we can release both hands up, or we can keep one hand down and alternate. So left heel lifts, right hand reaches. On an exhale, we'll switch. So this is holding onto the chair option. If we're not holding onto the chair, we'll just switch, lifting one heel and then the other, making sure we have our chair handy just in case. Remember, if our hands are lifted, we're alternating, keeping one hand in contact with the chair at all times. Remember to breathe. Is your core engaged here? Good. All right, one more on each side. So right hand is up, left heel is lifted if we are using the chair. And then on your exhale, we'll release everything down. Press through the feet and come back up to standing. Whew. All right. Have y'all had enough hard work today? All right, we've done a lot of work for the core today. So we're going to come back to our chair and have a seat. But I want you to have a seat at the front of the chair so your sit bones are grounded, but the backs of our thighs are off the chair. Because we're going to bring our hands to the back of the chair. I'm turning my fingertips away from me. And I'm just going to broaden across the collarbones, find a little bit of a back bend, and stretch out the front of my belly, the front of my abs. We can release any of the engagement in the core here. Just let it go. Maybe if it feels good to you, you can let your head drop back just a little bit. And then on the next inhale, we'll come back to upright. All right. Feel free to linger there a little bit longer if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to come back to upright in our chair. Sit bones nice and grounded. We're going to use our hands and help that right foot up. Setting up for our figure 4 stretch. I always like to get this stretch in all my classes. It's kind of like a cat-cow for me. I feel like it's very good for the hips. It always feels so good. My hips are always so thankful and happy. And we're going to add in a little twist at the end, staying in the same pose. So when we get to the end, stay right here. Okay, so today we have 2 options. I don't want to use our hands on the legs today. So we have the ankle pressing into the top of the thigh. We have 2 options. We can inhale the hands up, hinge forward, no hands, or we can keep the hands at the hips with our hinge. So option 1, this is probably a little bit more core, or option 2, hands at the hips. But no hands on our figure 4 today, no help. And then remember, you always have the option of not hinging at all. We can stay up here. You can keep the hands extended towards the ceiling, straight up, or on the hips and stay up nice and tall. Wherever we need to be today, pick your place. And then breathe. Finding a nice little stretch into the hip, maybe some core engagement. Toes are all pulling back towards the kneecaps. Head and neck are in line with the spine, making a nice long line from our low back all the way to the crown of the head. And then on an inhale, come back nice and tall. And exhale, release the hands down. So we're going to stay long throughout the spine, but we're going to turn that bottom rib towards the right knee. We're going to take the left hand to the top. Now here's where we have our little bit of challenge. If we press too hard, our legs are going to cross. But we want to keep this activation of the ankle pressing into the top of the thigh, but also pressing into this hand. So we're long, bottom rib turns toward that bent knee, that bent lifted knee, and we're twisting towards the right. Good, so we're pressing the knee into the hand and the opposite knee into the ankle and the ankle into the top of the thigh. Finding our little twist here. If this is really too uncomfortable, feel free to cross your legs. No worries. Are we breathing out there? Good, and then on the next exhale, we'll gently release. And then yogi's choice. We can either give our leg some assistance, being kind, or we can try to keep a little activation and lift and release, no hands. Yogi's choice. All right, coming back to the opposite side, we will give a little help up. So we'll cross that left ankle or left foot over the top of the right thigh. Stay up nice and tall. As you notice, as you can probably see, no two sides are the same here. My left knee is much more lifted than my right was. But either way, no expectations. And we'll let go of anything here that does not serve us. So press that left ankle into the top of the right thigh, long throughout the spine. We can keep the arms and hands lifted as we hinge forward, or we can keep them right there onto the hips. Yogi's choice. And anywhere you are, stay nice and long, keeping that activation with the ankle, feeling a nice little stretch into the hip, and hinge forward if that serves you today. And breathe. Good. On your next inhale, we'll come back up nice and tall. And exhale, release the hands down. Stay long throughout the spine. Twist from that bottom rib. Right hand comes to the top of the left knee. Left hand comes to the back of the chair for a twist. We can stay looking over to the left or over our left shoulder. Wherever you are, continue to breathe. Press the left ankle into the top of the thigh and the top of the left thigh into the hand, and the hand presses back. And then on your next exhale, we'll gently release, coming back around to the front. Either help that beautiful leg of yours down, or make it work and set it down with no hands. Yogi's choice. All right, from here, scoot back in your chair. Inhale, reach your hands long, extend your legs out long, point your toes, wiggle your fingers, move them around. And then when you're ready, release everything down. Set your feet onto the floor. Let your back rest into the chair. We can stay right here where we want to in our chair, just coming back to our breath. We can lay out long onto the mat. We can take legs up the wall. We can put our calves on the chair, wherever you would like to be today. Maybe you'd like to change it up and let go of your old routine. No worries. Pick wherever is comfortable for you and settle in. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Great work today. I just wanted to share one more little quote, and it may have been something that you've heard today or heard before, and I just wanted to share it because it's something that comes back to me a lot when I think about letting things go, and it's the serenity prayer. And I know, there's just a few things we don't ever talk about, and religion and politics are one of those. So God doesn't have to be the word that you put here. It can be Mother Nature, it can be Earth, it can be Buddha, it can be whatever it is that is part of your beliefs, and there's zero judgment coming from my direction. But what I like about it is that it says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. And I love that, because not everything is able to be altered by us in our world. And we come in contact with so many things that are just not changeable. And we have to be able to know the difference between the things we can change and control and the things we can't. And it's just a good little reminder to let go of the things that we can't and focus solely on the things that we can. And so as you settle into your chair, maybe take a moment and think about just were the things that I'm keeping in mind that I need to let go of, things that I can change or things that I can't. If there are things that I can't, let's just let it go. Let it set off to the side and become a worry no longer. With each exhale, feel your body get heavier and your worry load get lighter. Releasing any tension, letting go of any stress left in the body. Enjoy your savasana. next inhale, gently reawaken the body by wiggling the fingers and toes, or swirling the wrists and ankles, maybe pressing into the balls of the feet, or turning the head from side to side. And then on your next inhale, if it feels good to you, take one more big old stretch. Reach the fingers, reach the toes. And then exhale, release everything down, bringing your hands to heart center. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to have this connection with each and every one of you. I am always so happy and excited to see your comments and thank yous. And I can't wait to have this time again with you next week. I hope you all find that space to let go of the things that no longer serve you. And have a wonderful rest of your week. Namaste.